So as Jesser was saying, I'm Virginia Quintairos. I work as Chief B2B Sales Officer for TUI Musement. And together with a team of B2B sales, we look after the business development and partnering with great companies to grow jointly in the tours and activities market. The presentation that I've prepared for today, I will start with an introduction of TUI Musement, and then we will continue with the tours and activities, looking at different areas, looking at the growth and the recovery, looking at the digitalization and the importance of the technology development, and the experience offer development as well. So let's start, and I'll move to the next slide. So TUI Musement is part of TUI Group, a leading tourism group, as probably you know, delivering unique vacation experiences to 28 million customers. Now, obviously, this number of 28 million customers was pre-pandemic. The group owns 400 hotels, including brands like TUI Blue or the Robinson Club, as well as 17 cruise ships and more in other coming in the next few 2 years under the brands of TUI Cruises, Marella, and Hapag-Lloyd. The group has as well around 1,600 travel shops in main markets in Europe, and with a turnover of pre-pandemic, of course, as well, of almost 19 billion. So with regards to Musement, we are a leading and global provider of tours and activities. Currently, we have a coverage of more than 140 countries, and with a great offer choice. Currently, we have 170,000 experiences globally. We sold in financial year 19 more than 10 million excursions, activities, and tickets, operated 31 million guests on transfers, and delivered service to more than 40 million customers. Pre-pandemic, we had a turnover of 1.2 billion, so quite a significant business, but still with lots of opportunity for growth. At TUI Musement, we have a unique business model. We call it the Digital Platform Plus. It's a hybrid model where we combine the modern technology and the state-of-the-art of a scalable digital platform with the best of our people on the ground. That is within destination service delivery. The digital platform has great capabilities in sourcing, production, and distribution. And the plus of the digital platform plus refers to our people on the ground delivering services to with local know-how and the local knowledge. And we have a great choice of relevant offers, you can see in there, but I will give more information later on, and distribute to 3 different client segments: the TUI customers, the B2B partners, and the B2C open market. Now let's go and see a bit of information on the offer supply. As mentioned before, we have a global coverage and provide experiences in more than 140 countries, including more than 1,500 destinations with a great mix of city and sun and beach destinations. Therefore, we have an interesting and a great variety of experiences for the different type of customers. While they are on holiday in the traditional sun and beach vacation or cruise holidays, while they are in a short city break, or maybe in the domestic holiday that especially is so relevant now given the challenging travel situation, and it's been commented as well on the previous panels. We provide an extensive offer portfolio. Examples of that will be excursions and day trips, activities such as cycling tours, like kayaks, like for example, scuba diving activities, attraction tickets, guided tours, and this will include like walking tours, private tours, transfers, and as well dedicated shore excursions for the cruise lines. And we have different categories within this. Some to mention will be the highlights of the destination, the active and adventure, and this will include alternative transportation, will include great outdoors activities and as well water-related activities. The category of cultural sites, and this will include historical or learning about the destinations and its arts and its traditions, as well the wellness and sports. Another very big category with a lot of importance nowadays is the culinary activities, and this will include cooking classes, a visit to wineries, for example. And as well, another important one to mention will be the local immersion, that this is connecting with the local community. The offer portfolio and the curated choices, this is one of our value creation and differentiation of TUI Musement. And possibly I would say that we have the largest sourcing, production, and offer development team in the market, with nearly 250 professionals that are all over the world. And we distribute all these great experiences and different choices to the three different client segment groups. So we have the 28 million customers of TUI customers that while they are doing a holiday abroad or the city break or experiencing their own country, we have as well the great B2B partnerships with other tourism business companies, partners such as Booking.com, Carnival Corp with its different 9 brands, or for example, to Radar. I could name many other in the OTAs and platform space, or the verticals such as cruise lines, airlines, tour operators, hotel chains, and publishers and travel guides. Like, for example, I would like to mention about Rough Guides and Rene, that he participated in an earlier panel. So we're just going through our partnership and we'll get live in business together very soon. And the last client group will be the B2C and the open market. We at TUI Musement, we have a specific and dedicated brands that serve each of those client groups. Like, for example, we have the TUI brand that will cater to TUI customers. We have Musement brand for B2B and B2C clients and customers. We have as well Intercruises that caters to the cruise lines, and we have destination services for our third-party tour operators. So that was a summary of the TUI Musement introduction, and let's have a look at the tours and activities market. This is a very, very attractive market, and in fact is the third largest segment in the travel industry after flights and hotels. It is outgrowing the overall market by almost a factor of 2, with, as you can see in there, a 7% growth per annum pre-pandemic, being 2019 a record year, and the projections for 2020 were very, very positive. However, as we all know, all this was disrupted like any other businesses, and the recovery still is a bit under pressure. But we've seen the light with vaccination programs and the progressive lifting of the travel brands, and the market is predicting that it will return to the 2019 levels by 2023 and will continue with a very steady growth. Now, different studies conclude that the tourism activity influences very, very highly in the holiday making decision, more than the closeness to the beach, the quality of accommodation, or the resort location, for example. And also it's proven that tourism activity drive customer loyalty, as holidays including tourism activity are much positive impact on customer satisfaction that vacations that do not include. Even it's said that satisfaction scores can improve by 18% or even more. Likewise, adding tourism activity offering companies from other travel sectors help them in achieving loyalty, in increasing client interaction and higher frequency. And this is where companies like us, like TUI Musement, we add value to B2B partners, providing relevant and significant offer through the digital, scalable, and efficient platform. Another topic that worth to mention is that larger brands like us, we are facilitating consolidation in this market, providing security, providing reliability as a common platform, and for both for suppliers and for customers. Also, there is little digitalization here, the offer, supply, and the distribution compared to the other sectors in the travel market. Flights can be booked online 100%, as all of you know, hotels near to 80%, but tourism activity just close to 30%. So there's room for improvement here, though the pandemic has accelerated that improvement due to the difficult operating environment and the need for operators to be connected and gain more visibility in the different channels. For example, TUI Musement, we act as an open platform for suppliers and partners with direct digital integrations with venues, attractions, operators, and reservation softwares, for example. And despite the pandemic, the challenges, the difficulties that are in the travel industry, there's been still significant investment in the tourism activities market, showing that there's potential for growth, that there's further value generation. But at the same time, this is turning a bit of dynamic market and competitive marketplace. Worth to mention as well that an important amount of those investment is going into the technology as the sector looks for becoming more digital and just mentioned on the previous slides. And also to mention that there's new tours and activities startups coming in, and they're getting a lot of attention from venture capital funds as they say in this market a great opportunity for business. So now let's look about a bit into the digitalization and how important is the technology development. So customers are expecting to be able to book experiences and talk with experience agents via multiple channels straight away, before and while at travel. And this is a part of a connected trip. So they expect instant and omni-channel communication, and therefore OTAs and suppliers need to be present through the customer journey and through all the touch points. Nowadays, customers are very used to apps when traveling, and pandemic has accelerated this digital appetite, so to say. But think about the airlines, think about accommodation, for example, and this is now reflected in the tours and activities segment, where we see more apps and more improvement into the apps. So customers can search and instantly book from thousands of different experiences. And guests also are expecting additional service in those apps, such as a chat function, for example, as a customer support. So then guests have the possibility to interact with great technology or with people when this platform solution cannot resolve. With regards to distribution as well with the app, it reduces the customer acquisition cost. And an example of this to mention will be when you're using push notifications managed by the company versus the Google paid advertising. Now, clearly today, the next month and the next years, the artificial intelligence and the machine learning are improving efficiency and the customer experience. Some examples of this will be the automated experience recommendation based on customer information, based on previous bookings, based on preferences. Another example would be the chatbots, this to answer frequent questions, and therefore improving the customer service as it gets a lot more faster and at whatever time of the day, for example. Or the resource management software as well, where it matches automatically the experience components to the experience reservations. An example that we're doing here, it will be the guide platform. So we are developing this guide platform that it simplifies through automation, the planning and scheduling of guides based on languages, based on skills, based on their know-how, to assign the most appropriate guide to each of the tours that we provide. So from a B2B perspective, the tours and activity large players like us, we offer to our partners a range of solutions to integrate experiences portfolio to the core business platform. We do this through API integrations and off-the-shelf affiliate website solutions with immediate access to entire experiences portfolio, and through seamless, customized, and branded booking flow integration. Us at Musement, we're very, very proud to have integrations with the strategic partners such as Booking.com and other platforms, OTAs, airlines, hotel chains, cruise lines. We have a long list of our strategic partners with whom we develop and grow together. Also, I'm sure all of you will have heard about the different kind of technology enabling the experience delivery. And we could talk about maybe 4 different groups, as you can see on the screen. The guide in destination, this is kind of audio system, so audio guiding technology, a functionality allowing guests to listen to guides' commentaries through an app in their phones. This can also include maybe the safety ping, and this is in case of incident, or if they get lost, that they can get alerted the guide. Or for example, as well, can include the guide rating that will improve or that will allow the tracking quality. The second block in there, you'll see the self-guided tours. This is pre-recorded rich media or content. And options that is given this and wanted to mention there is the gamification. This is very popular with the families to think about visiting London, Paris, Rome, Barcelona in a very different way with the families, in where you can do quizzes, you can do hands, you're visiting the highlights in a very different way, meaning kind of a game. Then you can see on the right the hybrid tours. This is a combination between guides and technology. So part of the tour is offered pre-recorded, and that can work very well when, for example, there's a visit of a church, visit of a museum. And then the last group will be the virtual tours. And here we can include different examples as well. I've seen the previous panel that it was conversations around this. We can see in here that the live streaming tours, they've shown an interest in these lockdown times, yeah, but there's a debate that's happened in the panel in that if these have come to stay, or maybe will this continue in the future. We will see. So the last part of the presentation is about the experience of a development and their delivery. So the development of experiences has always been very, very critical. But now even more than ever, when choice is so important and there are new trends that are showing up. As categories, we see that they have more demand now are the outdoor activities, so the outdoor experiences. People have had enough of being locked indoors, of being locked in their homes, so they really are looking forward to get out and being on the natural parks and just being on fresh air. As well, other categories to mention that are very in demand now are the culinary and well-being. Now, those were already having a lot of interest before the pandemic, but it continues to have a high interest now. If we look at the delivery, this is how people want their experience, and this has also changed. So you can see that the number one request now is walking tours. So customers, they're not really looking in having 3 hours, 4 hours in the bus, maybe in a panoramic. No, what they're looking more is about walking tours, board experiences. As well, you see that the peer-to-peer experience, self-guided tours that we mentioned before. As characteristics, what I would like to mention is that sustainability is key element, people being more conscious. The immersive experience, so the go local or the authentic concept, being on experiences that are personalized, that are customized. The domestic travel as well, it was mentioned, yeah, given the travel restrictions, this is what we see that is coming first. So all those companies that maybe they were catering more for the travel outgoing, then they need to adapt and need to create those new experiences that are appealing to these new customers that are traveling within the country. And then, of course, the exclusive concept, yeah, the exclusivity of doing something unique, of feeling something special. And as a TUI Musement, we have two types of those exclusivity experiences. We call them the TUI Collection or the Plus. So the TUI Collection is when guests see the destination in a unique, in an authentic and responsible way. An example of this will be, to name one in Sicily, for example, the dinner in Mount Etna and during the sunset. So this is outdoors, this is culinary, but as well is kind of a once in a lifetime experience, as this is so special and so unique. Then the plus, this is more about adding value to the experience, but through specific features that are exclusive to TUI Musement, yeah? And this will be examples of visit of backstage, of visiting a venue outside the regular opening hours. Now, with everything that has happened over the last year, and customers are expecting a bit of peace of mind when they're booking a tourism activity. So I would like to mention with this regards 3 different areas that are very important, at least from TUI Musement side, and when it's bringing peace of mind to our customers. One will be the health and safety. So tourism activities providers need to have strict processes in place and operate in full compliance with regulations, those local regulations or regional regulations, including strict supplier standards. We at TUI Musement, we have strict health and safety policy with risk assessments to different activities and protocol measures related to COVID-19. The sustainability, every time more, as mentioned on the previous slide, customers want to know what they're being responsible when they book an activity. And again, this means about strict standards, about ethical work practices. And at TUI Musement, something that we're working at now and we're developing is a sustainable tool to assess the sustainability of all the experiences that we provide to our customers and clients. And this we're working aligned the GSTC as they stand for an official certification. And last but not least is about the flexibility in cancellation policies. This being so relevant now with the travel restrictions. And now as a TUI Musement, we can say that 85% of all the tours and activities that we're providing, this can be cancelled after free of charge, up to 24 hours before the start of any trip. So hope you find that introduction and all the information shared interesting. Maybe as a conclusion or recap, what I will say is the tourism activity is growing, is a very attractive market, still has a lot of opportunity in terms of consolidation, in terms of digitalization and tech development, drives a lot of customer loyalty and impacts a lot into the holiday customer satisfaction. Now, 2021, as everyone is saying, obviously, still this is a transition year. But from 2022 and even more 2023, this will get stronger and a lot more bigger. So thank you for listening, and thank you for your time.
Thank you for joining us, and thank you for your great speech. Yes, thanks for stop screen sharing as well.
Yeah,
So
I'm gonna do if I stop it. But
yeah, it's stop.
yes, yeah, good.
So my first question is about pandemic, of course. With a year of a pandemic now and the many challenges in the travel industry in general, what would you be your reflection on last 12 months? Just to summarize it in few sentences.
Yeah, sure. So indeed, it's been a year of many challenges, and even when
Exactly.
one looks back to this year, because it's gone, as you said, 12 months, that is a year, and you even, I mean, it's the faster year I would have thought about. Yeah, I mean, it's really where it's gone. But yeah, it was supposed to be a record year. The 2020 year was, I mean, we were having record bookings, so we were looking forward for a fantastic year. And then, yeah, as everyone knows, the pandemic arrives. Yeah, we needed to start with repatriation. Yeah, so we had a lot of guests and customers around the globe, everywhere. So it was a huge effort in repatriation. The minute, not the minute, but every hour, there were different government changes and closing borders. So it was the minute changing a lot of things. Yeah, so it was a big thing going through the repatriation, and we are so proud to say that every single guest could return safely to their home. So that was the first thing, obviously, that we needed to fix. We needed to look after all our guests into the destinations. But then we went, like every single company, I think, yeah, into the survival mode. Yeah, so
Yes, exactly.
everything was about the focus about cash, about liquidity, because obviously no revenues. Then you had a bit of more time of thinking, yeah, on refocus. And this is when we decided that what we wanted to do was accelerating in our digital transformation. So everything that we decided in the past pre-pandemic that we wanted to do, now was the right time to absolutely accelerate everything and be ready and be even better than before. Yeah. So even still within that pressure, as I was saying before, definitely travel, it's going to return, it's going to come back. The big question is when, but we believe, we're very optimistic on this, and we believe that then by then we're going to be stronger, we're going to be better, we're going to be more efficient, we're going to be more focused with our customers, with our clients. So yeah, in general, I would say very optimistic what the year is about to come.
Exactly. So traveling is a part of life, so it won't be stopped. By the way, your professional background has been quite cruise focused, and you know cruising is one of the areas of the travel industry more affected by the pandemic. Do you think we will see a significant restart of cruise operations this summer?
I'm not sure how significant, but definitely what I would say is that the scenario is a lot more positive, and even I would say in the last weeks, I mean, we're seeing as well this week different announcements of different cruise lines on how they plan to restart. So maybe I would like to say that currently what we see now in the market is that it's 24 different ships cruising. Yeah, so that is just amounting, just the only is 4% of the total global fleet. So this is really low. Yeah, 90% of the rest of the fleet is in complete ports. Yeah, I mean, they are laid up throughout the different ports that we have globally.
Yes.
And actually 6% of that fleet, they've been withdrawn. Yeah, so they've been, as we say, scrap, and actually very close from where you are. Yeah, they've gone to Aliaga. Yeah, so that is the ship breaking yard in Turkey. Yeah, and actually they are very busy now. But yeah, I mean, it depends a lot on the recovery on the different cruise areas. Yeah, so what we're seeing in Europe is that we're picking up, yeah, in Greece, Italy, Croatia, so the East Europe, it's really have started announced that we're going to see that recovery starting very soon. I mean, with a lot of announcements that we saw from Israel and as well from Piraeus, as well from Trieste. So we're going to see this. As well, it was mentioned in one of the previous panels that I was listening, yeah, and we see that in the travel news that UK, we're going to start with cruise domestic yeah, around that. So that will be with Brits, yeah, with English customers on board and going through the British coast. And as well, I would like to mention that, for example, us and with our brand of Intercruises, we have currently operations. So we do have TUI Cruises, Hapag-Lloyd, and AIDA operations currently running in Canary Islands, and it's proven to go very well. Protocols are working. Everyone that has to be involved with the different stakeholders, that is working really good. Yeah. Now, I was saying that this depends on the different areas, because if you think about the US, as you probably know, yeah, we have the no sail order still in place, yeah, with the CDC. So this still is not a date in where, well, we're going to see ships traveling through the U.S. waters, and probably as well, you know about the Canada on cruise ban, that this has been extended until February 22, which this is making as well, causing that, again, this summer season is not going to be, or is not likely to happen, that we're going to see Alaska season again.
Okay.
So that would be 2 seasons over there. But we're starting to see that Caribbean is going to start for some of the Americans and international source markets. Yeah, and we heard about San Martin, Barbados, and Bahamas, Nassau, of course, as well, starting there. And the last area I would say is Asia, and we have operations in there in Singapore. Yeah, we had it with Genting, and we have a Royal Caribbean with the Quantum of the Seas. So we do turnaround operations in there, and it's just for Singaporean guests, and they go cruises to nowhere, as we say, yeah, or the concept of blue cruises. But I'm sure that this is an area as well that we will start seeing in the next month as well, a restart. So feeling, again, as well, feeling quite positive that we're going to see a return, and with the new orders that are coming into the industry, that's going to be really steady growth in the next years.
Yeah, it's good to hear that. Okay. Thank you so
Very
much,
positive.
Virginia, for your
You're very
answers
welcome.
and participation. So have a nice day, and they can also connect you from LinkedIn as well, I guess, if they have any questions from the audience. So
Absolutely.
okay.
Thank you.